So me have to work. You see me do me dirt. So me better work. When you walk
Oh my gosh, Rihanna knows the story of my life. She gets me. Work. So let me tell you something about myself. Okay. I took my laptop to the hospital when I was giving birth to my son. Yes, I did. All right, so let me explain. I'm not just some crazy workaholic, right? Let's rewind about a year before. The year was 2019, early 2019. And I had my thriving career on radio, where I was the business and finance editor at Nationwide News Network in Jamaica. Now, I was also the host of the #1 morning radio news and current affairs talk show in Jamaica Nationwide This Morning. At home, I was mom to a brilliant 1-year-old, Nerissa, we call her the baby genius, a creative and beautiful 16-year-old who was doing what 16-year-olds do and stressing me out, and a loving, supportive husband, Richie. A few months prior, Richie and I had started investing in the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And let me just give you some context here. In 2018, the year before, Jamaica had the #1 performing stock exchange in the entire world, giving an average return of 233%, average. And this was the second time in 5 years that this had happened. 2015, Jamaica was #1 again with average returns of about 80%. And so me now, as a business and finance journalist, I was covering all of this and seeing all these people making a whole heap of money. And I was like, no, but I need to make some money too. And so we started investing. And it literally changed my life. I felt like I had unlocked the secret to life. I had figured out the secret to wealth and money. And now I wanted to spread this message and just go tell it on the mountain that this is how you make money. And so I used the mountain of social media, our current today's mountain, social media, that platform, to spread this message. And I very quickly developed a following of people who were craving this exact information. They wanted financial news and education in a way that was easy to understand, that you didn't need a finance or an economics degree to figure out. And so we started doing this, and a couple months later now, I am pregnant with my son, my last, I'm gonna shop shut after this, Ryan. And I have this brilliant idea. I am gonna do a TV show called Taking Stock. And I am gonna interview the CEOs of the listed companies in Jamaica. And I'm gonna have a panel of analysts, and they're gonna look at the financial statements and tell us why this company is doing well and why other companies aren't doing well. Ryan probably gave me the idea in my tummy. And so I pitched this idea to the 2 major television networks in Jamaica, this brilliant idea. And they both said, this sounds boring, no. I was deflated for a bit, and then I said, well, hold on, why don't I bring this show to YouTube? Do I really need TV in 2019? And so I consulted with my friends in the industry, broadcasters, independent producers. I said, what you guys think? And they all said, well, you might get some viewers, but it would never be a financial success. You're not gonna make any money off of it because all of the major advertisers will not spend money on YouTube. It has to be on television. Well, in October of 2019, Taking Stock with Kalilah Reynolds premiered on YouTube with 4 major corporate sponsors. Turns out, the advertisers were interested in exactly this type of show. And so we did the show. It has been a financial success we have the viewership, we're making the money off it. A few months later now, February of 2020, and the government of Jamaica decides that they are going to sell the national highway to the people of Jamaica via the stock exchange. They're gonna do the Trans-Jamaican Highway IPO. And guess what? Now all of a sudden, the whole of Jamaica wants to know what is an IPO. And the whole of Jamaica is looking to me to break it down and help them understand. Because nobody is providing this type of information in a way that you don't need a finance or economics degree to understand. The only problem is, I am now 9 months pregnant, due any day now. And I remember looking at my big belly and saying, son, just stay in there a couple more days. Let me interview the Minister of Finance, and then you can make your entrance into this world. And good boy, I interviewed the Minister of Finance on Friday. My son was born on Sunday. And the show came out on schedule on Monday. Because for me, it was about showing up and serving my people. I had been telling them this message for over a year, and now when they're finally ready to hear it, they don't care that I'm having a baby. I need to be there for my people. And then the following month was March of 2020, and COVID hit, and the stock market crashed, and a lot of people lost a lot of money, including those who had invested in the Trans-Jamaican Highway IPO. And once again, I felt obligated to my people to explain what is going on and what should you do about it and how does this affect your money. And I did so, even with an infant on my breast. Now, this was all well and good, until a few weeks later, I went back to my full-time radio job. Maternity leave is over, and now I have full-time radio, and radio is 5 a.m. because morning radio. Side hustle taking stock, and I gotta take care of these kids. And now my husband starts looking at me sideways, like, okay. And eventually he says to me, babe, you're doing too much. You're working too hard, you're always on your phone, we gotta figure this out. And my immediate reaction was, internally, I never said this out loud, but my immediate reaction was, you don't understand, you're not an entrepreneur, you've never run a business, you don't get it. You don't understand what I'm going through. And then I said, hold on, this man loves you. This man is concerned about you. This is the man who is up with you at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, helping you to set up your cameras so you can record when the house is quiet and the babies are asleep. This man just wants the best for you. Maybe you should listen. And so I said, okay, let's come up with a solution. And I decided that I was gonna hire an assistant. I hired a part-time virtual assistant, and it sounded great, like perfect solution. She's just gonna do everything that I don't wanna do and free up my time for these kids. But in reality, I would give her something to do, she would do it, and I would hate it, and then I would do it all over. Anybody ever done that? A few hands, a few guilty people. So the person who was supposed to be making my life easier was giving me more work to do. And so what I had to do was step back and check my ego. Because my ego was telling me that I am the only person in the world who can do what I do. And my ego was telling me I am brilliant, I'm amazing, and she can't do my job. But I had to let go and trust her. And trust that this person that I chose to do this work actually is capable of doing it. A few months later, I left my radio job to run Kalilah Reynolds Media full-time. A few months after that, I read We Should All Be Millionaires, and it changed my entire life. Even before finishing the book, like halfway through, I'm like, okay, now I need to hire my first full-time employee, and I did. We're now on the cusp of H5, about to smash H6 this year. We have 6 full-time employees and looking to hire a 7th very soon. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday full-time, half-day Thursday, half-day Friday. I exercise usually 4 to 5 days a week. And I have some time for myself as well. So the question is balance truly possible? Well, here's the thing. You do not have to achieve balance every single day. Not every day is gonna be balanced. There will be days and weeks and sometimes months where you have to focus on one thing more than the other. But here's the trick. Balance can be achieved over time. The important thing is to show up in those important matters, in those important moments. That is how you achieve balance. And so don't feel guilty for coming to Puerto Rico for a week without your kids, because I sure don't. I love my family, love them. But this fulfills me too. Thank you.
You see me heavy work. You see me do me dirt. That's how me